Jai Hind to all. Myself Pancham Singh. I am going to deliver one of the important topic of the machine learning is introduction of machine learning. So in this lecture, I am going to discuss about the what is machine learning basically. So machine learning technique refer to the algorithms, techniques and methods used to create models that are solve real world problem. So machine learning is basically what is doing machine learning. Machine learning, we are training a model in such a way that it will behave like human. So because we are training the model on the basis of the data set, we are training the model by some real-time examples. So on the basis of that, machine learning basically work. So machine learning means learning like human, you are taking decision like human, but how it will take the decision? It will take the decision on the basis of the real-time application with the help of the real-time data. So this is the machine learning technique. The question is how machine learning techniques we use and what type of machine learning techniques are there. So machine learning technique basically divided into different techniques like SVM, support vector machine, naive Bayes, logistic regression, random forest, k nearest neighbor. So these are the machine learning technique. The question is which one is supervised and which one is non-supervised machine learning technique. So basically on the basis of the label data, some machine learning techniques are divided in supervised and some are divided into non-supervised. So supervised means the technique which work on the label data, that is called supervised, and the technique which is not work on the real-time data, not work on the label data, that is called unsupervised technique. So there are two category of the machine learning technique, supervised as well as non-supervised technique. So they are both are working on the different way, because if you are going to train the model by label data, so we have already filtered the data in such a way that machine easily predict the differences or different types of items inside the data. For example, we are taking a group of data in which we are taking fruits, group of fruits like mango, banana, apple, orange, and we are training the model by using these data set, and machine automatically predict the orange group, banana group, mango group and orange group. So they are differentiating on the basis of the shape, size and color. So these are the technique basically work on the label data. But in case of unlabeled data, data is not in such a way that the machine will decide as per the intelligence and taking the separating the data with their own intelligence, that is called the unbalanced data. So data play a very key important role in the machine learning technique. So I am going to continue by the next PPT. So these are the types of the machine learning techniques or machine learning approaches. So there are ANN, artificial neural network, that is ANN. Clustering is another type of technique generally used for the dividing the data in the form of the clusters. So cluster is a small part of the any data where we are dividing, drawing the lines in such a way that we are separating the two different types of data through which we can easily identify that this data is belong to this group and this data is belong to that group. Reinforcement learning work on the basis of hit and trial base, decision tree, SVM, that is very popular machine learning technique, that is support vector machine, genetic approaches. This is also work on the genetic parameters. So these are the machine learning techniques we have used in the machine learning. So what is ANN? What is ANN? Basically ANN stands for artificial neural network. So a computer system that mimic the information processing of the human brain is called an artificial neural network. Artificial neural network means machine is work on the basis of human brains. So how human brain is working? The question is how human brain is working. So human brain is taking the own decision, intelligent decision on the basis of their real-time examples. So can you train the model in such a way that it will take the decision like human? That is the big question. So this is the one important topic of the ANN. Second is artificial neural network work collectively and currently imitating biological neural network. They are using many different fields like regression problem, pattern recognition, recommendation system, and weather forecasting. So where NN is used, the question is where NN is used. So because NN is very important machine learning techniques, and it is widely used for the different areas like regression problem. Regression problem means regression problem is one of the important problem of the machine learning where you are using the artificial neural network. Second one is the pattern recognition. How we are going to find out the pattern, how you are going to segregate the pattern, where machine learning techniques is used. Recommendation system, we are recommending, one person is recommended to another person, another person is recommended to another person. So we are creating a channel by recommendation system. Recommendation system is a network type of system where people can recommending to another people and other people can recommend to another. So we are reaching a broad area, we are reaching worldwide by the communication, by mouth communication, by recommendation system. So everyone, they are using in a that problem in a real time manner. And weather forecasting, what is the weather condition is now and how we are going to predict the weather condition after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or upcoming days, because weather forecasting is a very challenging part. What is the weather right now? What is the weather for the tomorrow? What is the weather of day after tomorrow? So how we are going to predict weather forecasting? It will work on the basis of the data. So data is play a very important role for the taking the decision by the model in machine learning. So this is the continue. Basically, an artificial neural network is the building block of an artificial neural network. Artificial neural networks like the biological neural networks in the human body, because your body is group of the tissues, group of the neurons. They are working in a group. They are collectively working in a group through which your body is working. If any part of your body is not working, means that part of the body is not taking the decision. So that is the important, because if your body neural system is not working, means that part is damaged, that part is dead. So how you will activate that part, that is important. So these are the basic part of the artificial neural network. So ANN are composed of artificial neural network arranged in the input, hidden and output layers, because ANN is having a layered approach. So some layer are hidden, some layer are input layer, some layer are output layer. So this work on the artificial neural network is work on the layered approach. Now this is the differences actually how you can go with the biological neurons and like that. So these are the biological neurons having the cell nucleus, artificial neurons nodes, because if we are going to discuss about the biological terms, so biological terms means we are discussing about the cell, but in case of the artificial neural network we are discussing about the node. Second point, dendrites and input. Dendrites is a part like a input. In biological terms we are using dendrite as a input, but in case of artificial neural network we are using dendrite as a input. Our synapse, we are using synapse in the biological terms, but in the case of the artificial neural network we are saying that it is a weights or interconnection. So what is the interconnection weight? Let's say we are connecting two nodes. What is the weight of that line that is joining the two nodes? That is the weight. So that is the interconnection. And axon is behave like a output, like a artificial neural network. So this is the structure of the basically biological terms, and this is the structure of our artificial neural network. So in biological terms we are using same things in different way, but in the artificial neural network we are using same thing in the different, but the working of both are most commonly same, because they are behaving in the same, because we are using the machine, and machine is behave in the form of the input layer, output layer, and hidden layer. Key component of artificial neural network: interconnection model of the neurons, because every neurons are interconnected by the models or nodes, because they are communicating with the help of the nodes. Learning algorithms, because we will train the model, because if you are not going to train the model, then it will not take the decision. So training is most important in the artificial neural network. So training means this is the to train the network, as various learning algorithms are available in the literature to train the model. So training the model, if you are training the model, your model is properly giving the result. Training the model by small data set, training the model by large data set. So it depends upon what type of data set we are using, because sometimes model is working good for the small data set, but it will not give the good performance or good result on the large data set. So it will test the real time problem of the model. So how model is flexible for the small data set and for the large data set. So it will test the wear and tear condition of the model. So history of the NN is basically invented by in 1943 by Warren S. McLaws and Walton Pitts. They have given the name of the artificial neural networks. Research sought to understand how the human brain could produce complex pattern through connected brain cells or neurons. So that is the most important generation or history of the NN, where it will start. Now in 1958, Frank Rosenblatt was able to get a computer to learn how distinguish cards marked on the left from the card marked on the right. So by in second 1958, Frank Rosen has explained more about the NN. Now in 1974, Paul Verboesch was the first person in the US to note the application of the backpropagation within the neural network. So how backpropagation is basically work in the artificial neural network. In 1989, Jan LeCun research successfully leveraged a neural network to recognize handwritten zip code digital provided by the US Postal Services. So research is time to time it is going to update it on the basis of the input data, on the basis of the real time problems. So day by day, you can say day by day, going to changes in the application of the NN as well as in machine learning. So types of NN is divided into many categories, like the perceptron. It is divided into many categories, that is perceptron. So the perceptron is the oldest neural network created by the Frank Rosenblatt in 1958. So this one, the concept was invented by the Rosenblatt in 1958. Second is convolutional neural network, that is CNN. CNN is very popular artificial neural network concept, and very popular machine learning concept is used for the research purpose. So if you are going to discuss about which model is most used by the researcher for doing the research purpose in the deep learning concept, that is CNN, convolutional neural network. And third one is the recurrent neural network, are used to make prediction about future outcomes such as stock market prediction or sales forecasting. So basically it is used for the stock market prediction and sales marketing. Then you will use the model that is called the RNN. So CNN is used for the image processing, image recommendation, pattern recognition, or computer vision. So this is used for these purposes, like face recognition, attendance marking system, pattern recognition, computer vision. So it is widely used for the different areas. This is the difference between the NN and versus DL. So NN, artificial neural network, and DL is the deep learning technique. So artificial neural network means a neural network is a computing system inspired by the human brain's information processing. So it is inspired by the human brain. Second one is the deep learning technique. The deep learning technique is specifically refer to the neural network with a large number of layers, because in the deep learning there is a large number of layers. The data will pass by the different layers, and then you are getting the output. Second point is neural network can solve complex problem, and deep learning, a neural network with the more than 3 layers including input layer, output layer and hidden layer is considered a deep learning algorithm. So it will work on the deep learning algorithm, and we have the different layers. But in case of the artificial neural network, they have the potential for self-learning. They have the potential for the self-learning and provide better result with more data. But in case of DL, that is deep learning, most deep learning networks are feed forward, flowing in one direction, input to output. So it will work on the, just give the input, and after that it will move to the hidden layer, then you will get the output. Last one, suitable for the range of application like weather prediction, weather forecasting, pattern recognition, recommendation system. So this is widely used for these 3 important areas. But if you are going to discuss about that, deep learning technique is used for the healthcare, medical diagnosis system and customer service through chatbot. So this is used for in this area. What are the application of the NN? NN used, as earlier I have explained about where NN is used. So here NN used for the weather prediction, weather forecasting, pattern recognition, facial recognition. That is very important. If there is a crowded rally, so how you are going to predict how many peoples are gathered in that rally? So you can predict by the facial recognition. That is facial recognition. Recommendation system, how we are going to recommend a channel to another people, a video recording to another people by using the recommendation system. Recommendation system basically is work on the recommended by the one people, and it will reach to the end of the world by the recommendation system. So this is the channel part. So we are recommending one by one, and your thoughts, your video is reaching at the end of the world. So you are popular in a whole world. So that is the recommendation system. Sales and marketing. So sales and marketing is basically we are doing the marketing, we are doing the sales by using the YouTube, by using the Instagram, social media. There are n number of channels through which we can do the marketing, we can do the sales, and you can advertise your product, quality of the product, service of the product by using the different platforms. Healthcare, in the health diagnosis system, because this is very challenging part of our life. Health is the wealth. If you are fit, then you have the money. If you are not fit, then you have the non-money, because money is proportional to the wealth. Your body is, if properly is working, it means that you are also earning the money. So money earning is one part, but wealth creation, health creation, that is important, because you are good, in good position, good with health, then you are also earning the money. Issues associated with the NN, there are some problems may be generated by the NN. That is, the first problem is intentional abuse. With the rise of the sophisticated AI capability, there is a growing concern regarding intentional misuse. Maybe people, they can misuse the theme, like we are deep fake, we are propagating, spreading the bad news in the social media. We are spreading the bad news in the social media. So sometimes there are 2 different communities, they are fight to each other to prove themselves that I am right and you are wrong, you are right, I am wrong. So they are, maybe it can create the problem between the different communities to create a fight. So maybe this type of problem may be occur by the social media, like deepfake. So people can create a video, and it will be more similar to that people that can create a problem in the society. NN is a war. So the integration of AI and neural network into the lethal autonomous weapon like killer robot poses immediate and server risk. So maybe we have the advantage as well as you have the disadvantage of the technologies, because technology is helping the people, but people, they are creating the disadvantage by using that different technologies. So influencer decision making, AI is influence on how people perceive information and make decision is already evidence. So maybe sometimes people are blackmailing to another people by using the artificial intelligence, by using the machine learning techniques, because we have the opportunity to create, to dub the voice, and you can blackmail to other people by using the machine learning techniques. So machine learning techniques is having advantage as well as it will have the disadvantage. Social gaps. What are the social gaps? Basically, technology is basically helping the people to growing, to reducing the time, to reduce the complexity. But how this can create a social gap? Because people, they are busy in the mobile phone. They are not talking your family members. They are not giving the time to her family. So it will create the gaps in your family. Somehow we are creating a gap in a large amount, then you will lose your family, you will lose your child. So it can create the problem, because generally people, they are busy in the mobile phone. They are chatting to another one, sharing the videos, liking the videos, doing the work, but they are not talking your family. So if you are using the technology, definitely you will give the time to your family for hour, yeah, 1.5 hours, whatever time you have, then definitely you will share with your family. So that is the important. So social gaps, the integration of AI and technology into the daily life has created both opportunity and disparities, because due to the AI, we are creating the social gaps in the term of the job, in terms of the family, affecting human dignity and autonomy. As AI become more autonomous and capable, there is a risk of diminishing the role of humans, because day by day AI is spreading their wings. मतलब अपने पैर फैला रहा है. AI is spreading their wings. What is the problem? Problem is that if AI is spreading is so much, then human value is going to decrease, because human is working on the basis of AI. Today, human is totally dependent upon technology. They are depending on AI and machine learning, because if you are not stopping yourself to do dependency of the machine learning or deep learning or any technology, then your value is going to decrease, because technology is day by day is growing day by day, and it will create a problem for your existence in the world. Reinforcement learning works on the feedback base, because it is taking the feedback. Let's say we are driving the bicycle. Sometimes we will directly we are watching the another people and learn from the another people, then apply for the yourself. Either we can self drive the car, self drive the bicycle, then after then you could get the feedback after driving the bicycle, driving the bike and car, whatever you are giving, then on the basis of that you can learn. So model is working on the basis of action and getting the reaction, action and feedback. So action means kya? You are doing yourself and you are getting, maybe sometimes you are hit and sometimes you are getting the miss. Hit means kya? You are successful, sometimes you are loser. So sometimes winner and sometimes losers. It is a part of the life. But whatever you are getting, we are getting from the experience. So sometimes people is saying, I have the experience, you have not experience, so you can learn from me. So that is important. So agent gets rewarded for each good action and get punished for each bad action. So action and reaction both are the part of the reinforcement learning. So this is the reinforcement learning, basically rewards and action. So rewards means kya? Agent is giving the action, interact with the environment, and some actions are hit, then you can getting the rewards, and some actions are not hit, then you are getting the penalty or punishment. So this is the action and reaction base. So the reinforcement learning process is similar to the human being. I have already discussed, this is the process of similar to the human being. For example, a child learn various things by experiences in his day-to-day life, because child is looking to you, yeah, watching to you what you are doing, because whatever you are doing, child is watching to you. If you are fighting to our family, then child is watching to you. If you are drinking whatever, child is watching to you. So all things is set in his her mind, because a child is deeply watching to you in a family. Because that's why people should avoid the fight with his family, his wife, because child is, whatever you are doing, all thing is going to the child minds. So should be avoid, because should be do the avoid. Otherwise you will sometimes when child is growing day by day, then automatically it will learn from the previous experience, previous things what you have done. So that is important. So you should avoid the thing. Real world use cases of reinforcement learning: video gaming, robotics, text mining, etc. So these are the, now we are going to discuss about the clustering. So clustering means organizing data into clusters such that there is a high intra-cluster similarity, low inter-cluster similarity. Cluster is a group of the things which are going to clustering. We are segregating the things in such a way that we will divide it into the different groups. So high level and low level. Informationally finding natural grouping among objects. Why do we want to do any real application? So these are the clusters. So this is the example of the clustering, cluster search simply by Mozilla Firefox. So why we are using clustering? Organization data into the cluster provide information about the internal structure of the data, like clustering and clustering genes. And sometimes the partition is the goal, like image segmentation, knowledge discovery in data and all. So these are the type, and thank you.